Hi there everyone, welcome back to Press for Truth TV. Today is Monday, November the 12th, 2012. Thanks for joining us once again. And for those of you who tuned in to our show on Friday, you will recall that we were briefly touching on this new case that's being launched against Health Canada because of their suppressing of natural health remedies and products. Well, today we're going to be looking into that topic a little bit more and discussing it more in great lengths. We're joined on the line with Terry Wilson of CanadianAwareness.org. And folks, if you have not yet bookmarked CanadianAwareness.org as one of your daily sources of information, I would strongly suggest you do so because Terry's been doing some great work out there. So Terry, thanks so much, man, for taking some time to speak with us today on this very important topic in regards to the new case against Health Canada.
Oh, thank you. It's always a pleasure to be on.
Great, man. So why don't you start us off? Last week there was a press conference that was held to discuss this new case. So for anybody who's just hearing about this now and may not know, what's going on, take us back to the press conference last week. What was that press conference all about? And from what you can tell, what was said there?
Well, the press conference, the lawsuit against Health Canada is basically because they're restricting Canadians' access to natural health products, as well as manufacturers and retail locations in producing them and making and selling them. What they've done is they've used the Food and Drug Act to selectively enforce basically anything they want. Under the Food and Drug Act, it states that any natural product, any food, any water, anything that affects your body and the health of your body is considered a drug. So they're calling items like oil of oregano a drug. It's total insanity. And meanwhile, they have the pharmaceutical industry pretty much going untouched. Now, this is something that's been going on for a long time here in Canada. You can go back as far as 2004 when they started the Natural Health Directorate, which fully was implemented in 2011, which brought out a new licensing program from Health Canada because they weren't able to pass the legislation they wanted to. So they did an end around, put in these natural product numbers, NPNs. So for a company to get an NPN number to sell a natural health product in Canada, they have to spend, nearly $1 million per product to prove to Health Canada that it's safe and that there's no side effects. Now, to a small or medium-sized retailer in the natural health industry, there's no way of doing that. It puts them out of business. And on the other hand, with pharmaceutical medications, it's left totally open. All the pharmaceutical company has to do is say, we've done some tests, it's safe on the market, and here it goes. And we've all seen how that turns out with 100,000 Canadians on average per year going to the emergency room because of side effects from pharmaceuticals. And with natural health products, there's never been a single death in recorded history here in Canada from any of them. So it's total insanity for anybody who's been paying attention to this for a long time. This lawsuit was a long time overdue.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. I think a lot of people around here are starting to recognize as well the serious problems with these side effects coming from the pharmaceutical industry. It's quite ridiculous, in fact. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people, have noticed some of these TV commercials that will offer some drugs for very minor ailments. Say you got a runny nose or something, but the side effects could be, lung cancer or diseases or even death for something as minor as a stuffy nose. So clearly they're trying to remove people away from the natural health remedies and onto these big pharma pharmaceuticals, pumping billions and billions of dollars into that industry. So as far as you know, these plaintiffs in this case, I suppose, are they trying to just expose the fact that Health Canada is suppressing some of these products that, as you said, has never caused any kinds of deaths or any of these serious side effects? Is that the goal here, as far as you can tell, with this lawsuit?
From what I can tell, yeah, they do want to expose it, but they're also in the industry. They work in the natural health industry, okay. So it's affecting their businesses.
Right.
So they want that health directorate from Health Canada disbanded. They want it shut down and ended, and I totally agree with them 100%.
Right, right. And now, earlier you were mentioning some of these things that are on their list, I suppose you could say, like oil of oregano. I'm curious as to your opinion on, I mean, there's a lot of talk lately about the benefits of, for example, medical marijuana, and not even medical marijuana, but just the uses of, we're now finding out about new cannabinoids in the cannabis plant that are not psychoactive. Oil from cannabis can cure cancers and these sorts of things. What do you know about in regards to that? Because that's clearly being suppressed as a natural remedy as well.
Oh, absolutely. We had the opportunity back in August to interview Rick Simpson. And to any of you who don't know who Rick Simpson is, just throw his name into Google. He's been working with medical marijuana for decades, treating people with cancers and things like that. And this all kind of falls in together, the medical marijuana, the natural health products. It's people having their own ability to treat themselves without having to go to the pharmaceutical industry and give the pharmaceutical industries that control and that profit making. So it all really ties in together. And I want to say that it's not just Health Canada either. This is international treaties. You see the same thing happening in Europe, in the United States, Australia, all around the world, all at the same time.
Yeah.
So definitely a concerted effort.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt it is a concerted effort. And I mean, all around the world, natural cures like that are being suppressed. Meanwhile, it's organizations like the CIA who are the real drug pushers and drug runners, dishing out cocaine and turning their opium into heroin and causing all the real problems. So I'm fully in support of people getting, we cannot be dependent on these pharmaceutical companies, especially. And like you said, the side effects are brutal. So we have to move towards natural health products. And one of the ways to do that, a lot of people are realizing, is to perhaps start growing their own food and trying to move away, because I think it's important. People need to get to the root of the problem. Where do some of these illnesses come from in the first place? Forget about treating them with drugs. Let's get to the root of the problem. And it seems to be in this day and age, it's a lot of the food that people are ingesting, just the processed garbage, the GMOs. Would you agree with me that, I mean, it's something important for families and people to look into, is finding their own ways of producing their own food or connecting with a local organic farmer? Would you see these ways as some solutions or some first steps to getting healthy, really, and less reliant on big pharma? Oh, still there?
Oh, absolutely, 100%. Big, yep. Still there anyway? Okay. Yeah, 100%. That's why you see the big push from the biotech industries against the labeling of GMOs. So it all ties in. That's the very first step you need to do. Is get in touch with some local organic farmers. Start learning how to grow some of your own foods. I do it. I live in a small apartment. I grow quite a few herbs inside of my apartment year-round. It's very straightforward things to do once you get the hang of it. It's a big first step.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's fantastic. And now, so you've got a couple articles on your website right now about this. There's some footage of this press conference and a little bit of information on the plaintiffs. Is there any word about when? Yeah, I mean, in the judicial process, it's often a lengthy process. This may take a lot of time, but have they projected how long this may take, or do you have any info in regards to that?
Well, just like the lawsuit against the Bank of Canada, it's probably going to take a long time. Mm-hmm. I just got some new footage from that press conference that I'll be bringing out. Rocco States, they're going to do the same thing. They're going to motion to strike the case.
Right.
So that will be the first court date. and he's saying it's going to be long and drawn out as well. So it's the way the government operates when it comes to these kind of things.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, well, we're just going to have to continue to pay close attention, keep a close eye on this one as it develops, and I'm sure you guys will be providing a lot of coverage as well as this continues to develop. So I'd encourage people to continue to pay attention to CanadianAwareness.org, and we'll also be covering this one as well. Anyways, Terry, we'll leave it at that for today. Our connection is not the greatest today. Unfortunately, we don't have the big conglomerate mainstream kind of funds of having satellite dishes and news vans, and unfortunately for us in the independent media field, we have to rely on free services such as Skype, which aren't always the best, but we do what we can with what we got. So anyways, I want to thank you once again, man, for taking the time to talk with us, and as soon as we see some more developments in this case, it'd be great to have you on again and to talk about all that.
Perfect. Thanks for having me. Like I said, it's always a pleasure. We'll keep you up to date.
Awesome, man. Thanks again. Take care.
Thanks. Cheers.